Good evening, sir. Do you remember me?
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely disappointed. But I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reid from the Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates. Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, because I say, a live tenant's a paying tenant.
Okay.
Since I took an oath to help people, can I be of assistance?
Well, seen better days, that's for sure. But it was bound to happen with all these refugees about.
Well, I don't have bronchitis to screw
I
you.
will see you later.
Well, I still will have to go and make medicine for bronchitis because I need to heal this thing pretty desperately. I need this old district not to fall.
Have you heard anything about Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
Not really.
Why am I not convinced?
Maybe it's because you lack faith. Being a skeptic must be useful for a man of science.
How are conditions in Whitechapel at present?
The way this sickness is spreading, I don't think there'll be enough new bloods to replace those tenants I'm losing from this bloody thing.
What help could I possibly be to your business?
That's simple. I already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you imagine what they'd be willing to pay if I could offer medical assistance too?
Mr. Bates, do not make me regret saving your life in this quarantine zone.
I understand, Dr. Reid, you're from a good family. Don't want to get your hands dirty. That's fine. I'll be happy to act as your middleman.
I've no interest in money. Perhaps one night I will visit you and take what I require. If that should happen, there will be no need for a middleman.
Oh,
so it's
God!
then. That's too bad. The Reid tonic could have really helped people, you know, save lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that Swambra shit.
I think that's one of those Tourette's episodes that people mentioned where you choose an okay line and then your character says something absolutely horrible.
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here, especially considering the current situation.
Why should I be sad now? There've always been wars, disease, tragedy. There always will be.
That's an unusual way of seeing things in these trying times.
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
What is your business, exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of Whitechapel.
I see. And what about those who cannot pay?
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune to a pretty face.
In other words, you take advantage of these poor lost souls.
Begging your pardon, I thought you was a man who could appreciate the complexity of the modern world. Things ain't just black and white, you know.
Tell me, what's your honest opinion of the increasing violence in London?
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up and notice it.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
Well, I can't really do much in my work. This thingy.
I want to know everything about the recent violence, Cadogan. And I want the truth.
Well, rent may be a bit high, and yeah, I've had to evict a few people. But that's business, isn't it?
Take this as my final warning. You will not profit from the misery of others. Business is one thing, but what you do is quite another.
Really? What you gonna do? You ain't from here. You ain't Whitechapel, Doctor. You wouldn't know the first thing about playing dirty, even if you wanted to.
Well, for one thing, I could just not cure your bronchitis and then you would just die.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages, absolute bloody savages. Their appearance, Jesus, made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here.
I'm trying to save the district.
Time to save you.
Eating assholes will not
Goodbye.
save the district. Even if they are complete assholes. I wish that this game worked this way. Actually, did I treat your bronchitis yet?
You again?
No, I mean, not bronchitis, but your
Can I
fatigue.
Keep you.
No, it
There is a
didn't.
thin line between pride and stupidity, sir. Please take this medication. You'll feel better.
All right. I'll take it then. It's not like I don't appreciate the gesture.
Goodbye.
You should be feeling a lot better now. Hello, priest. I've heard you have fatigue problems.
Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's Father Whitaker, my son. So, are you still lost in your rational delusions?
Don't you fear getting sick yourself?
Faith gives me all I need, my son. If I must fall, then so be it.
No doubt your faith will prevail, but let me give you some extra protection against the devil's work. Medicine.
Blessed be your generosity, my son.
Hooray!
How is the
I got an
sanitary
achievement for
situation
healing so many people.
Don't you hear the trumpets? The apocalypse is upon us, Dr. Reid. The final battle.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
I am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition.
I don't think that there's an Armageddon. I do believe that there's lower vampire cast apocalypse / zombie movie going on.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I send him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
Do you mean that dead Samuel?
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer,
A very long time in
Samuel
Narva.
will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
I have heard enough.
Where is cemetery cookie? I need the cemetery cookie. Now where is that idiot preacher exactly? Let me eat a rat. I'm also checking every corners just in case. Maybe I'll find some more ingredients, because I'm running out. And I still have another district that is also in absolute critical condition. And I will do anything in my power to keep both of those from actually, like, completely permanently failing. So, if just healing everyone will help even a little bit, and I feel a lot better about it. I won't feel like it's time wasted, you know? So he is somewhere in the cemetery. The game won't tell me exactly where. I suppose that is fair. I mean, come on. Person walking around in the cemetery shouldn't be that horribly hard to locate. Cemetery feels kind of empty today. Well, outside of like this big dude. Okay, you were carrying around the lead plate. That's really nice of you. Do you need literally everything that I can find or take? You're not preaching.
Carnage. Is Father Whitaker's disciple among the bodies, I wonder?
So do
This
I.
man's far too old to be Samuel. No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker. Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail.
Ooh. There's a blood trail! All I see is a giant
It's
blood
locked, all
puddle. Not much of a trail. Okay, I cannot go anywhere from here. Okay, there's at least some blood here and there. No, a trail is when they drag. This is just puddle. There's quite a few skulls. Kinda expected, really.
As I feared. Samuel no longer preaches the good word.
It's okay with me. I have some skulls to defeat here. Maybe a body or two to collect. Oh, Father White Talker is so righteous, so full of compassion, love, and suffering ones. His words are all the city needs. Tonight they give him all I have, my strength, my virginity, my wealth, and if it's not enough, I know where to find more. Father Walker and I went to an abandoned house near St. Mary's Church. It was awful and smelly place. Rats were disputing the rooms and the last remaining residents. Old man lying in dirty mattress, coughing up blood. Both found him to help to date. Never seen so relieved. Jezebels? I need to come back to that because I couldn't scroll. We're abandoned. There was mention of disease. In the last brothel, we found more sick women sleeping together. The odor was awful. The smell of Satan was everywhere. The women were so frail and sick that they were not able to move when I threw the petrol on their blankets. Oh my. It's love. It's the cemetery. My turn to lead around. We are on the greatest path ever! Totally. And I also found a rat. Nom nom nom. Where does this cookie go? Into a door. Into a door that holds lots of screeching. More stuff. Oh, and some shillings. Shillings are always good because I can buy potassiums. Not potassiums, hydrofluorums. Things! I can buy things, many things. You need to find Mr. Priest though and go, oh hey, your friend is dead. Think you're kinda to blame? Should not have sent him out on his own.
Protection against malevolence and...
Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's Father Whitaker, my son.
I have found Samuel, your disciple. I am afraid I have bad news.
I already expected the worst. He should already have come back. He is dead, isn't he?
Yes, he is now. The epidemic took him.
Samuel steadily made donations to our cause. He would have rewarded you himself if you'd found me in that awful cemetery. Please accept this money.
Oh.
Why did you send Samuel to the cemetery, Tobias? What did you see there?
I sent him on a vision. A dream of a dreadful and laughing queen covered with blood, sleeping with the dead and feeding on the fear of the dying.
Yeah, I think I met her.
A laughing queen dressed in blood. Tell me more.
This epidemic is her feast, the announcement of her return. Against her, science is no more than a child's toy.
But who is she?
She is the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth. She is Babylon, drunk on the blood of the saints.
Tobias Whitaker, confess why you burnt those people alive.
I have done what no one was ready to do. I will smite the flesh of the unclean to protect the righteous.
You are just another heartless murderer, exploiting the epidemic to kill with impunity.
No! No. The only way to contain the spread is to strike at the source itself. The proliferating sick.
I don't condone burning people alive, but having in mind that they come back and as mindless skals.
You're not the savior of London. You're just a glorified sadist.
I take no pleasure in this awful cleansing, Dr. Reid. I am only driven by the thousands of innocents I save each night.
Your disciple, Samuel, stole from the dead in Stonebridge Cemetery. I have proof of his crime and proof of his death.
No! Samuel was the best of us. So devoted, so zealous. He gave all he had for the cause. He tirelessly preached the good word.
He also tirelessly defiled the
He
dead.
defiled the dead with his petty thefts. That's how he financed your misguided crusade.
Think what you will. When this city is saved, he will be praised for his devoted fortitude. He walked boldly into the mouth of abomination.
He boldly dug graves.
I have heard enough.
Okay, more quests. Let's locate that little mess, shall we? Miss, what are you doing here?
Are you all right, Miss Shun?
My name is Xiao Shun. This is the proper way to address someone in my country.
I do apologize, Xiao Shun. Are you all right?
Yes, I am. This is the only place where I can find some kind of serenity. Some way to remember my dear Matthew.
See? Asian lady.
How do you feel? Physically speaking, I mean.
I don't feel... Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, bronchitis cured. Good!
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
My only relief is that my Matthew died before seeing the madness.
Well, she's dead now.
I'm afraid we won't survive this trial, Dr. Reid.
Or you might come back to the cemetery and she might have not been stuck yet.
Are you on your own? Do you have any friends or family who you could be with?
I have family and friends, but I need to be here alone. One day maybe I'll go back to them, but not now. I need silence, and I need sadness.
You should not be by yourself. Grief can be a terrible trial, and it's even worse when you're alone.
Thank you for your sincere words, Dr. Reid. I sense you trying to help me, even if I don't quite understand why.
Because the district is critical.
Tell me how your husband died, Xiaoshu.
Matthew died of the Spanish flu, like so many others. It's a mundane cause of death these days, but for me it meant the end of the world.
At this time, there is so little medical science can do to defeat this terrible epidemic. I'm truly sorry.
The worst thing is not his death, even if it tears me apart. The worst is not to have seen it coming, to have lost him so quickly, even before realizing it.
Did he hide his condition from you?
Matthew was a smiling type, a happy sort. Everything that I am not. Did he laugh at his death to come, or did he not realize what was going to happen? I'll never know.
The Spanish flu may be the worst disease mankind has ever faced. Why are you blaming yourself?
You don't understand. I didn't know he was so sick. I didn't realize the gravity of his situation until it was too late.
As harsh as this sounds, we are all equally vulnerable to this awful disease. It can take the strongest man in just a couple of days.
I never said goodbye to Matthew. We never realized how bad it was. We laughed about it even. He always made me laugh. Now I don't have enough tears to shed.
Oh.
Are you a doctor yourself? Is this why you feel so guilty for not saving your sick husband?
No, I am not. But I still need to blame someone for Matthew's death. And who else, if not his wife, who did not see it coming?
I'm a physician. One of the best in the country. But I was...
What is the
unable to save
epidemic?
my sister Mary. She died in my arms.
Why tell me this? Is it supposed to make me feel better?
She will rest in this cemetery forever. And I'll spend eternity hoping that she can forgive me.
May I ask what caused the death of your sister?
You could say she was also killed by a terrible disease. A disease I have sworn to fight and cure, no matter how long it takes.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Dr. Reid. Maybe it's time we start to rebuild our lives, you and I.
Together forever, in some castle.
You realize you can't stay here forever, don't you? Eventually you'll have to leave the cemetery.
Why? Why should I go? Since this is the only place I can find peace of mind.
Murderous skals, for one thing.
To be honest, I don't know. Please forgive me if I've upset you. We must all honor our departed loved ones in our own way.
You sound like you're no stranger to the pain I feel.
Let's just say, I too have a good reason to visit cemeteries at night.
Please accept my condolences for your loss then, Dr. Reid.
You should go home now.
I think you're right. Cemeteries are for the dead, for they need silence too. Thank you for your honesty and your wisdom, Dr. Reid.
Thank you for your company, Xiaoshu. Take care on the way home.
Maybe I'll see you again in Whitechapel. Goodbye for now.
I'm glad we could have talked about this.
Goodbye for now.